It's the all-new Crusher intake kit from Whipple Superchargers, the most advanced bolt-on intake kit that you can get for your S650 Mustang.
Well, take a look at that. Wow, actually, the Whipple Crusher intake made the gains that Whipple advertises.
What is going on, Team Lethal fans? It's Joe here with Lethal Performance. Today, as you can see, I've got an intake kit out here on the table. Now, as you guys may be able to tell because of these dual inlets here, it's going to be for the 24 to 2026 Ford Mustang GT and Dark Horse. More specifically, it's the all-new Crusher intake kit from Whipple Superchargers. So let's go ahead and dive on into this kit here and show you guys all the bits and details that are going to make you want this for your ride. Now, Whipple claims this to be the most advanced bolt-on intake kit that you can get for your S650 Mustang, and they have some pretty impressive power gains that they have going along with this kit. We're talking upwards of up to 15 rear-wheel horsepower and 12 foot-pounds of torque gained with just this intake kit alone. Now, if you guys don't recognize these airboxes already, they are actually derived directly from Whipple's competition airbox kit that comes as an upgrade for their S650 supercharger kits. However, the all-new Crusher intake kit is designed to optimize the airflow and ultimately the performance while your car is still naturally aspirated. These oversized airboxes are designed to work directly with the factory air duct system that pulls cold air directly from the front of the car, and these airboxes also seal off against the bottom of the hood to make sure that it doesn't draw any of that hot, nasty engine bay air into the intake system. The intake tubes themselves are Whipple's exclusive design that are CFD optimized for the max flow and for the least amount of turbulence possible. Now, the last piece of the puzzle here to help keep airflow at its best, we have Whipple's high-flow filters here that are still going to protect against all of those environmental factors and keep your engine safe, but are going to allow a ton more air to flow through them and ultimately gain you guys a bunch more power. Now, one last benefit that you get from installing the Crusher Induction System is some more induction noise, which for me just adds on another level of fun when you go to take your car out for a drive and you get on the throttle. So now that we've taken a look at the all-new Whipple Crusher Induction System for the 24 and up Mustang GT and Dark Horse, let's go ahead, get this puppy installed on a Mustang GT and show you guys how it sounds and show you guys how it performs.
What's up, Team Lethal fans? Mustang King in the house, and we're down at Palm Beach Dyno, doing the dyno testing on Smalls' GT. This is a 2024 Mustang GT 10-speed, and we're going to be doing a baseline dyno pull on here to see what the car makes from the factory. We're also then going to be installing the Whipple Crusher cold air intake system on here, as well as after that, the Whipple calibration to see what this car makes. Now, this car, the only modifications on here right now is going to be a Corsa double H-pipe, a Corsa catback exhaust system, and some DX carbon fiber products. So, without further ado, let's get this thing rolling on a dyno and see what type of power it makes. And these are definitely the most ideal conditions to dyno a car in South Florida in the summer. It is hot and humid. Everything is dripping on me right now. Don't get any crazy ideas, but yes, I'm dripping sweat. It's hot as hell in here, so keep that in mind with the numbers that we make. All right, the baseline dyno pull is done. Take a look at the numbers right here. We made 399.7 wheel horsepower and 345.89 foot-pounds of torque. This was in a 5th gear pull, and the reason why we're doing that is with the factory calibration in this car, there is a speed limiter that's hard-coded in there. If we went in 6th or 7th gear, it's gonna hit that limiter. We're not gonna be able to get real numbers out of it, so we did it in 5th gear, ran it all the way up to the RPM, which we could, and those are the numbers. It is 96 degrees right now. It's pretty typical what a factory car S650 is gonna make with these conditions and 93 octane, so there's a baseline. Now we're gonna install the Whipple Crusher intake, then dyno it from there. With a baseline just under 400 wheel horsepower, and now we have the Whipple Crusher Induction System installed on the car. These are available right now on our website, along with an option for a red, blue, or black filter setup on it. Joe did a phenomenal job. Now it's time to run the car and see what type of gains we pick up over stock with the Whipple Crusher intake. Well, take a look at that. Wow, actually, the Whipple Crusher intake made the gains that Whipple advertises, which is exactly that. 15 wheel horsepower and about 11 foot-pounds of torque. Nothing changed on this vehicle except the install of the Crusher intake. As you guys can see here, take a look at the graph. Pretty much the same power and everything up to about 5,000 RPMs. Once you hit that 5,000 RPM range there, that's where you start to see the real difference from what the intake provides over the factory one. And I mean, look at that, bolt-in intake on, make 15 wheel horsepower and about 11 foot-pounds of torque. Solid gains, well done Whipple. Now it's time to throw the Whipple calibration on the car, run it again with their intake and see what it made over the baseline as well as over with just the intake on it. And here are the results with the Whipple calibration and their Crusher intake on Smalls' 24 Mustang GT. Take a look right here. It looks like we picked up 12 wheel horsepower. However, we lost some torque. It looks like 4 or 5 foot-pounds of torque. Just to let you guys know, this is the early stage of the Whipple calibration. You know these guys go through a lot of R&D and testing before they release anything. We're going to be data logging this car, which we did already on a few runs. We're going to be sending that over to Whipple. They're going to use that information to help improve the calibration. Hopefully we'll get that torque back, I'm sure we will, as well as a bunch of other changes to the vehicle. Now also to let you guys know about the calibration, you're going to see increased horsepower and torque. Eventually when it's done, again, we're going to get that torque back, as well as improved shift points, a higher speed limiter and rev limiter. You're going to see an all-around improvement over the factory calibration. As you can see here, the car is definitely making more power than it did stock. We still have some more work to do, so bear with us. We'll be back here at Palm Beach Dyno, do some more testing when Whipple updates the calibration for us, and we're definitely going to do some E85 as well to see what that does too. That's it for now, folks. I'm the Mustang King, and I'm out of here. If you guys saw Joe right now, it looks like he's been swimming in that shirt.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, look at that, man. Why don't you have a rag and carry like a towel around with you, man, like around your neck, dude?